Welcome to the Drunk 3PO channel. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We need you here. Well, it's been maybe a week, 10 days since the Rise of Skywalker release. And already, so many media outlets and people and Twitter warriors and anything you can name has come out very angry at this film because it retconned many things in The Last Jedi. Just to name a few, they talk about the Holdo maneuver. They kind of made that into a joke. Luke Skywalker basically said he was wrong in the entire film. He also said, take care of your lightsaber, don't throw it like I did, I was wrong. And it just goes on and on. Even like there was a slight dig, which many people might not have caught, when C-3PO loses his memory and he just happens to get it back at the end of The Force Awakens, because that's, you know, him and R2 were last together, so his memory was wiped of The Last Jedi. And one of the big ones that's been floating around now is Rose Tico. The Rose Tico, everyone upset that Rose Tico only had 1 minute and 20 seconds of screen time. And people are just mad. I mean, 2 days after the film was released, there was a hashtag going on saying J.J. Abrams is over. Basically canceled J.J. Abrams for ruining the Star Wars that Rian Johnson gave us. Also, Rose Tico deserved better. I mean, listen, if you really loved Rose Tico, why did you not buy her toys? But there has been multiple articles coming out against this movie because of what it did to The Last Jedi. And I will give Rian Johnson fans credit. Rian Johnson's vision for Star Wars and his movie really has an audience that is passionate about his version of Star Wars, which I think personally is the wrong version of Star Wars. We all know how I feel about The Last Jedi. But here's another article here, which is another sort of retcon of The Last Jedi, where writers and directors and people from Lucasfilm are coming out saying, no, we weren't trying to retcon The Last Jedi. We were just trying to, you know, add to it. And in this article, it talks about, you know, Rey now having, you know, lineage being related to Palpatine, which we know in The Last Jedi, her parents were nobody. They were nobody. And then J.J. Abrams comes along and is just like, well, let's just, instead of a nobody, let's make her a really big somebody and not really explain it, you know, for Palpatine. And so now you have one of the writers coming out and saying, I mean, we weren't trying to retcon The Last Jedi. It was pretty obvious that most of this film really did a number on Rian Johnson's Last Jedi, and people are angry about it. It just doesn't take... I mean, people are calling this movie stupid. People are calling this movie there's no point. And that's not from fans like me who didn't like what this movie did to the lore of Star Wars. These are people saying because of what it did to The Last Jedi. It's in some retrospect, it's a little humorous because these are the same people that went after us, or excuse me, we'll just say went after me for saying I can't stand what they did to Luke Skywalker, and they're like, oh stop, this movie's not made for you, this movie's not... I mean, what if I went around and said the same thing to them? Oh, you're mad that Rose Tico only had 1 minute of screen time? Well, this movie wasn't made for you. Oh, you're mad that it retconned most of The Last Jedi? Well, this movie wasn't made for you. This is JJ's vision. I mean, look at the facts. I mean, he destroyed Finn's character. Rose Tico was a character that could have had potential, but she really did nothing. You basically could take Rose Tico's character out of The Last Jedi, and it will not change the direction of the film in any way. It really wouldn't. It wouldn't. What did they accomplish that changed the arc of the story in any way? Absolutely nothing. Went to Casino Planet. She saved animals. She got caught, and she was saved. And nothing that she did produced anything. So that is why many people didn't like the Rose Tico character, because it didn't arc the movie at all. But you know, and so all these little things, but they are not happy. They are not happy. So it's going to be interesting to see where this movie lies and among, you know, fans and critics and stuff in the next few months to come. But right now, there's a group of people that loved Rian Johnson's Star Wars and really hate this film. Well, that's the video. Tell me what your thoughts. Were you happy to see the retcon of The Last Jedi, or were you just like, man, this Disney trilogy was just terrible all around, didn't care for it? That's kind of where I'm at. I think this trilogy was unnecessary. I think at this point in time, we just learned it was nothing but a cash grab to try to pay back for an investment in purchasing Lucasfilm. I think they didn't have a plan in place. It shows they didn't have any direction. It shows they just let directors and writers do whatever they want. They just needed to pump out films as quick as possible. And there you have it. That's my thoughts. Maybe it changes in a few months. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it changes. Maybe it doesn't. But I mean, when the Disney shills are angry, there's something going on. Anyway, this is Drunk 3PO. I'll catch you next time.